Many years ago.
Many years ago.
Okay.
6 years ago.
Yeah, okay. This is a great sentence for our class today. It has been closed for about 5 years. Has. Yeah? Ha estado cerrado desde hace o durante 5 años.
But if you said that is so for me that now is open.
No. You understand this as open?
Claro, o sea, si yo traduzco como ha estado abierta durante 5, o sea, ha estado
Yeah, the best translation in Spanish is lleva cerrada. La guardería, ¿no? Lleva cerrada. Yeah, and this is a really good use of freaky number 2 to have, translated as haber, to talk about llevo haciendo bla bla bla. Llevo viviendo aquí, bla bla bla. Esto lleva tanto tiempo. Okay, bueno, lleva tanto tiempo is different, okay? But when we're talking about how long something has been happening, this is the verb.
Es que tenía en mi cabeza, perdona que lo diga en castellano.
Yeah.
Yo pensaba, para hacer la traducción, cerró hace 5 años.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. Because it has been closed means it is closed and it is still closed. Okay? If you say it closed, simple, past tense, cerró, it closed 5 years ago. Yeah? Cerró desde hace 5 años. Yeah. They are the same. It's the same. They are 2 different tenses to talk about the same thing. But it's true that when you talk about something that is still happening, cuando algo sigue ocurriendo, you always use this present perfect and not the past simple. Because this past simple is one definite, closed time context. It closed 5 years ago. Yeah, in the context of 5 years ago, it closed.
But you don't know how is now.
Exactly. It's possible. It's possible that it reopened 2 years ago. In the context of this conversation, we understand that you're saying it is closed. It is if you say it is closed and it closed 5 years ago, it's fine. Okay? But this is a great tense for talking about things, their current state. It's bringing the past into the present.
Okay.
Yeah? I have been living in Cáceres for 14 years. Yeah? I have been living in Cáceres for 14 years. I am still living here and I could continue to still live here. Okay? So when we bring something from the past into the present, we're using the present perfect instead of the past simple. The past simple would be I moved to Spain in 2010. If I say I live in Spain now and I moved to Spain in 2010, well, you could guess that I still live here. But if I just say, in a piece of writing, I moved to Spain in 2010, maybe I don't live in Spain anymore. Maybe I moved to Spain in 2010 and I left in 2011. Yeah? Okay, but that's just an introduction to this class, okay? The revision, did you study? Yeah? Did you study?
I did my own dictionary because
I made my
I
own
made my
dictionary.
own because when I work, I saw a lot of word and I don't know this word. So
When you were studying my material.
and also when I have to
When you are at work.
Yes.
Your work.
Yes.
Okay.
When I have to write an email, for example, normally I use the translator.
Mm-hmm.
I was well, me obligado.
I made myself.
I made myself to pay attention.
You don't need to. I made myself pay attention.
Okay. I made myself pay attention
To.
to some word that I saw, for example, when I watch a series or I write an email that I don't know or I don't remember perfectly. I did some dictionary with some words, aleatory, and some phrasal verbs.
Okay. Perfect. That's good.
I don't remember exactly all the words, but in some cases I saw this. I remember this. I remember it.
Okay.
So
Good. This is what I call naming your own world or translating your own world. Yeah? Traducir tu propio mundo. That is an exercise that I teach and encourage. Do you understand the word encourage?
conducir.
No, to encourage is fomentar. Yeah? I encourage this exercise. Traducir tu propio mundo. Translate your own world. And that is what you have been doing. I can give you what I consider to be generic, arbitrary, essential vocabulary, but you know the vocabulary that you need in your real life.
Is the thing because I saw this exercise that you.
The content that I sent you.
I more or less all the words
You knew?
I knew, but I saw that some words for me is very difficult in my environment.
Your work environment.
Yes.
Your day-to-day.
Yes. So I have to know this.
Yeah.
Also.
Okay.
The normal word for speak with all the people, but I know also speak with some special vocabulary.
Okay. The WhatsApp group that you are in is a place that you can write to me and present to your colleagues as well, that vocabulary if you want. Specifically phrases. Because maybe the odd word, it's easy to look up in the dictionary, but sometimes there are phrases.
These phrases is because I write an email. I wrote an email.
Good.
I put this email in the ear, in the eye.
In AI.
In AI.
You gave it to AI.
Yes. To correct the form or something like that. The AI recommended to me the other phrases that I asked you.
Yeah, you asked me about.
I don't understand the difference.
Okay.
For that
Okay.
was my question.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so before we do this, I want to revise, repasar, last week. Okay, last week was freaky number 1, to be. Translated as ser, estar, and sometimes tener. Okay, we saw present tense, past tense, future tense, conditional, affirmative, negative questions. Okay, so I just want to check. Maria, do you remember the verb to be in present tense? In the first person, yo soy, yo estoy, and sometimes yo tengo. Do you remember?
I am.
Okay. Belén, past tense. I was, yeah? Yo era, yo estaba, yo estuve. Sometimes yo tuve, yo tenía. Okay, that's the past tense. Future. This is characterized by what I call the tildes, the accents. Seré, estaré, tendré. I will be, yeah. This is very important. It goes with the stem. Will goes with the stem. We take away to from the infinitive and we have the stem. Okay. Conditional, Maria?
I would.
I would be. Good. Would we are going to associate with the ending ría. Yo sería, yo estaría, yo tendría. Okay, good. So, no problem. Yeah, you have studied, you have dominated, yeah, the verb to be in those four tenses. The negative and the affirmative we didn't, and the question form. Okay, if we have I am, the negative,
No.
I am not. If we have I was, negative,
No.
not. If we have I will,
Not.
not,
Be.
be. Okay, the same with would, no? Just to remember that this goes in the middle. Not always goes in the third position of the sentence, okay? And the question form?
They change.
Yeah, this little bodily kinesthetic memory gesture like this. Am I not blah blah blah? Not doesn't move, it's still in the third position. Will I not be? Will I be blah blah blah? Good. Okay, so before I give you the theory for freaky number 2, we're going to practice. Okay, I'm going to do it backwards today and see what you know, okay, of this very useful auxiliary. Okay? Good afternoon, everyone. Maria, translate this sentence. I'm going to make it big, okay? So you can say, you have to say this in Spanish. Yeah, that would be good. Speak into the microphone.
In Spanish.
Sorry, I'm giving it to you in English, but I wanted to give it to you in Spanish, yeah. I don't know why I've got that way round. Oh, I'm sorry, I've done it wrong. Okay, you have to be blind. Okay. That's a mistake of mine. I've put the wrong document in there. Okay, so you've had a little look at it, but okay. Buenas tardes, todo el mundo. You have to translate that in English. Now you've seen it. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so we're going to move to the next sentence, which is espero que hayáis tenido una buena semana. Now you have to translate that into English. And I'm actually going to put it like, I want a way that you can see it. I'm waiting for you. I'm ready. Espero. Anyone? Espero?
I hope.
Yeah. Que hayáis tenido. Which is the same as que os habéis pasado. Yeah? In this context. Yeah? Espero que hayáis tenido una buena semana. Why would you use been? Because this been is my state of being. Okay? In Spanish it's hayáis tenido.
It's the participio.
Yeah, it is the participio, but not of to be. Okay? So, I hope that you, freaky number 2, have, past participle of freaky number 2, had una buena semana? A good week. Yeah. A good week. I hope you have had a good week. Okay? You have, you know that the abbreviation is you've. Yeah? Yeah? You understand the sentence? Yeah? In Spanish you would say this, no? Espero que hayáis tenido una buena semana. Or, yeah. Espero que hayáis disfrutado de la semana, no? O espero que la semana ha sido buena. Haya sido buena. Okay, so maybe the haya or the hayáis was confusing. Maybe? Because if it was ha sido buena, yeah, la semana, it's a very clear association, no? A de haber. Pero haya y hayáis viene de haber as well, okay? To have, freaky number 2, is haber. Okay, so we're talking about the perfect tenses. The thing with haya or hayáis, what is it? What is that in Spanish? It's a subjunctive, okay? You don't have to worry about the subjunctive now, okay? In more advanced English, we can look at the subjunctive. I specifically look at the subjunctive in the Explore course, which is level 2, okay? Specifically. But now, it's not that important because we don't use it that much. Okay, for me, for my English mentality, there is no difference between espero que habéis tenido una buena semana y espero que hayáis tenido una buena semana. There is no difference to my English brain because the subjunctive in Spanish is basically referring to an imaginary or hypothetical situation. Because I am talking about your week and I don't know about your week and there is hope, esperanza, then I use the subjunctive because I don't know. But when you answer me, you don't say, sí, haya tenido una buena semana. No, you say, he tenido una buena semana. So now you're not using the subjunctive.
¿Y cuando utilizan el subjuntivo?
You know. You know. I'm not going to teach you the Spanish subjunctive now. You know by intuition.
No, I think.
But in English, we don't use it very often.
But I learned so many years ago that the lesson of subjunctive.
Yeah, there are ways to translate the Spanish subjunctive into English, but in this particular case, there is no translation. Okay, it's the same. Okay, so next sentence. I don't want you to see this next sentence. Wait, how am I going to get this for you? Wait, I'm going to get my other laptop so I can see the answers. Let's see the dialogue. Okay, give me a second. For now, I'm going to turn the screen so you can't see it. Okay. Right, next sentence is, what... I'm saying it in English. My brain is doing the chip. ¿Qué habéis hecho? You can translate this sentence.
Okay, wait. What did you do?
Okay, now you are going to the past simple, which is what everyone does because they don't know the perfect tenses very well. ¿Yeah? Estás yendo o estás utilizando el pasado simple porque no has practicado suficiente los perfectos. Es como un chanchullo, es un apaño, lo hace todo el mundo, ¿ok? Pero técnicamente no deberías traducirlo así. He dicho, ¿qué habéis hecho? No, ¿qué hicisteis?
¿Qué sería what?
Y hay una diferencia, ¿ok?
Have you doing this?
You're overcomplicating it.
¿Qué habéis estado haciendo? Dicho yo.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. What have you had?
What, translate it again? No.
Vale, es ¿qué habéis hecho?
Yeah. ¿Qué habéis hecho?
What have you had? No, ¿qué habéis? What have you done?
Good.
Eso.
Good.
Yo no sé qué me está
This is
pasando
the
en la
most.
cabeza.
This is the most simple way of doing it, of saying it. I did not translate it like this, okay? But this is the most simple way. ¿Qué habéis? Esto es habéis juntos, ¿no? In Spanish you don't. ¿Qué habéis vosotros hecho? Yeah, you don't need the pronoun in Spanish.
Le riza muchísimo.
Okay? Do, to do, hacer. Pasado, did. Participio, done. Okay? This is hice, this is hecho. Okay? What have you done? You can also translate it as what have you been doing? ¿Qué habéis estado haciendo? Yeah, and there we use the past participle of to be, been. ¿Qué habéis estado haciendo? I translated it with a saying, okay? Just as like my gift to you, okay? What have you been up to?
¿Y why being up?
To be up to something is a phrasal verb, okay? It's not essential, but it is my gift to you. Bit by bit, you need to learn these phrasal verbs. To be up to something is estar haciendo algo. And it can even be naughty. Travieso. It can be. So like, what have you been up to? When you say it to a child, can be like, ¿qué has estado liando? Or ¿qué has estado maquinando? Yeah? What's your question?
The first and the second.
In the literal translation of these two in Spanish is ¿qué habéis hecho? ¿Qué habéis estado haciendo? And there is a subtle difference. One is past, it's present perfect, and the other one is present perfect continuous.
Que todavía lo sigues haciendo.
Both of them, both of these are what I call open time frames. In comparison with yours, which was what did you do? This is what I call closed. Closed time frame, closed. Because ¿qué hiciste? Is finished. Y se supone que la semana ya está acabada. But it's not appropriate to use this tense because the week is still open, no? Because if I say, I hope you've had a good week, it's true that it's Monday, no? It's Monday and it just started, okay? But if I had said, I hope you had a good week, then I'm talking about last week. Now I'm talking about this week.
If you say you have, is como tuviste.
Yeah, exactly. Espero que tuvierais una buena semana. Eso ya está cerrada y hablo de la semana pasada. Okay? But this week, if I talk about this week, espero que hayáis tenido una buena semana. We're in Monday. Okay? Or maybe I'm just talking about the week between seeing you last. Okay? Without thinking about the calendar. Yeah? It's been 1 week since I last saw you. And so I want to know ¿qué habéis estado haciendo in that time frame? Okay? Which is still open. Yeah? Are you okay with that? It's true that in Spanish you mix the past simple and the present perfect a lot. Okay? If I talk about today and I say he comido una manzana y un yogur y un pollo asado, I'm talking about the day, and the day is still here. So, se supone que podría comer más cosas. Estoy ofreciendo una lista de cosas que he comido y lo que es la unidad de tiempo que es el día todavía no haya acabado. But if I talk about this morning for breakfast, I have to say I ate an apple and some toast for breakfast this morning. Porque esta mañana y el desayuno ya está cerrado. No puedo comer más para el desayuno, porque el desayuno ya no existe. Yeah. So that's the main difference between the past simple, which is finished, and the present perfect. And freaky number 2 to have is the king of the present perfect and other perfect tenses. But the most common one that we use in everyday life is the present perfect. Okay? Let me just open my document in here. Okay, so imagine that it's your turn. You can take the microphone.
Okay.
And you can tell me, well, he estado viendo unos series en inglés en Netflix.
He estado viendo unas series en inglés. I have been watching a series in English on Netflix.
Some would be better. Unos, like some, yeah?
Some series in English on Netflix.
In Netflix.
Netflix?
On Netflix. Doesn't really matter.
By Netflix.
By Netflix is fine. All of them are okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. On Netflix. On Netflix. In Netflix. Doesn't matter. Con subtítulos, por supuesto.
With subtitles, of course.
With subtitles.
Subtitles,
Of course.
of course.
Yeah, subtitles. Your accent is at the beginning of the word.
Subtitles.
Subtitles.
Ay, joder.
Yeah, because I want the T's and the S's as well as the accent on the first syllable.
Right. Subtitles.
Good. Nicely
Of
pronounced. Of course. Subtitles, of course. Okay? So we are practicing this he estado viendo. Yeah? I have been watching. If you were talking about a closed time frame and you said last night,
I watched.
I watched. Or I was watching, which is your past continuous. Past simple or past continuous. But if you say, I have been watching, it's like you're still watching these series, you're continuing to watch these series, you could watch more series. Yeah? Okay, next one. ¿Qué tal ha sido el trabajo? That's a question. O ¿cómo ha sido el trabajo? No idea?
No.
Anyone?
Your work.
Of course you can say that. Your work, it's an apaño, no? And you?
¿Cómo ha sido el trabajo?
Claro, I didn't ask cómo fue el trabajo, which would be in a closed time.
¿Cómo fue en el trabajo?
Yeah, it's not a closed time. It's like, en realidad en español, ¿cómo va? Pero ¿cómo ha sido?
I know that when you ask how was it going? ¿Cómo vas? ¿No?
Yeah, exactly. If we're asking a general question, you're going to say, how is your work going?
But now es como...
Basically, what I want to know is, how is work up until now? Hasta este momento. Yeah? That is what I'm really asking. How is your work up until now? How has work been this week? Yeah? How has work been? Yeah? If I think that your mother, if I know that your mother is sick, yeah? Si yo sé que tu madre está enferma, pues igual quiero preguntar, ¿cómo ha estado tu madre? It's the same question. How has your mother been? Instead of how is she? They are subtly different questions, no? One thing is, ¿qué tal tu madre? Pero, ¿cómo ha estado tu madre? Tiene más información. Se supone que ya sé que hay algo ahí, que nos conocemos, es más personal, es más, pues hablamos de un estado de tu vida que sigue. Yeah? How has work been this week? Pues ha sido una semana intensa en el trabajo.
Voy al pasado.
Of course, and most students of mine, they go to the past because they have not practiced this tense enough. And if you don't know this tense or you haven't practiced this tense, you go to the past simple. But you need this tense for any sophisticated English. So, ha sido una semana intensa de trabajo. The good news is that basically you just need this one word most of the time. Yeah? If it's the third person, then obviously you need this one, which is what you are going to use now, because you're talking about week, which is a thing. Ha sido una semana intensa en el trabajo.
Ha sido. It.
It's ¿qué?
It had been.
Has, you need the present tense.
Has been a horrible week.
Intense is in English is basically the same. It has been an intense week en el trabajo.
In my work.
Oh my God.
At my work. At work. You don't need my. At work. Okay? At is a preposition that I'm going to be teaching you a lot in this course. Okay? At is the preposition of general place and time. If you call me and you say, where are you? And I say, I'm at the doctor's or I'm at the cinema, I'm not giving my exact location. I could be in the bathroom. I could be on the roof. I could be waiting in the queue. But I'm not telling you specifics. I'm saying I'm at the doctor's. I'm at the park. I'm at the cinema. Okay? And here I'm at work. Or at work, it has been a difficult week. Or at home. We say at home, en casa. It's your general location. And it can be sometimes time as well. Yeah, at 1 o'clock. Question? Or no?
No, I have a horrible problem with the preposition.
Yeah, you and everyone.
Very hard.
My partner speaks fluent English. My partner is Portuguese and his English is amazing, but he still struggles with the preposition. It's normal.
It's
Okay?
horrible.
It's normal. It's normal. Okay, but you're going to get used to me saying at work, yeah? So, it has been an intense week at work. He tenido mucho trabajo que hacer.
I have had to do a lot of work.
Yeah. I would have said I have had a lot of work to do, but it's the same, okay? It's the same.
If you said I have done a lot of work,
It's what I call un apaño. It's what I call kind of cheating because you're not comfortable with this sentence, yeah? You really want to say, I have had a lot of work, yeah? But, of course, if you can't remember, I have done a lot of work is he hecho mucho trabajo, yeah? Which is basically the same thing. And it's true that there are lots of different ways to say the same thing. In English, we have an expression which is ugly, but it's there are more ways to skin a cat.
hay muchas maneras de esquilar un gato.
De pelar un gato, ¿no? Como si fuera pelar un perdizo, yeah? There are more ways to skin a cat. So it's like saying there are lots of different ways of saying the same thing. Okay, María. Yo no he estado ocupada en absoluto. So she had a lot of work to do. She had a really intense week. Y tú estás respondiendo, pues, yo no he estado ocupada en absoluto.
I am not.
Ocupado, does anyone know?
Do a lot of things.
You can use the basic adjective, no? Busy. But we always use it with the verb to be, okay? This is essential vocabulary, okay? To be busy. So, you're saying, no he estado ocupado. No he. It's the same structure as before, okay? I have not. En tercera posición, yeah? No he. And then we're using the past participle of freaky number 1. I have not been busy. Busy. En absoluto?
Claro, absolutely, pero en
Yeah, no, it doesn't work here. Because it's negative. It's like nada de. Yeah?
I don't know
It's we say at all.
at all.
When you don't do anything at all, cuando no haces nada en absoluto, when you don't, like, I can't play the piano at all. No puedo, no sé nada del piano, yeah?
Negative.
It's negative, yeah. I don't like you at all. No me caes bien en absoluto, yeah? I don't like you at all, yeah? Okay. So that at all is very useful. Are you okay?
Yeah.
More or less. Okay. Do you need something from me? Okay. Genial. ¿Quién ha estado estudiando?
Genial. Okay. Maravilloso.
Genial. I always use the word great,
Great.
Right.
but there are lots of words, you know, like fantastic, amazing, Incredible, you know, those adjectives that you choose the ones that you use, because I had a student who said to me, estupendo, like él siempre usa estupendo, and estupendo in English exists. We say stupendous, pero sinceramente no es una palabra que yo uso en mi vocabulario. Entonces vosotros tenéis que elegir o saber, ser conscientes de lo que son tus adjetivos favoritos y traducir ellos. Yeah? So, great, I say that a lot. Genial. ¿Quién ha estado estudiando? Yeah. ¿Quién ha estado estudiando?
Has
Good.
been
Estudiando, studying.
Who has been studying
Pero
this week?
I think you ask for de quién de vosotros habéis estado estudiando, ¿no? Entonces, ¿no sería como who have you been studying?
No.
En plan, ¿de quién de vosotros?
No, because it's a valid question, okay? What is happening here is who is replacing the pronoun.
Vale,
Yeah.
pero igual, o sea, lo que ya no.
If I take away who, yeah, it would be vosotros habéis estado estudiando. You have been studying. So in the question of who always replaces the.
Ok, but. O sea, a ver. Lo que yo intento. O sea, es que no es lo mismo, pero. O sea, ¿quién de vosotros? O sea, estoy diciendo vosotros. ¿Por qué se pone has y no have?
Because who is like the third person. Is always the third person. It's like everyone. Everyone has been studying. Todo el mundo ha estado estudiando.
Claro, pero, o sea, yo.
You don't say todo el mundo han estado estudiando. You don't. Ellos sí. Ellos han estado estudiando. Vosotros habéis estado estudiando. Pero todo el mundo ha estado estudiando.
O sea, que se
Who is
clasifica
like-
como una persona,
who-
una cosa sola, ¿no?
Yeah, who is third person? Is like the entity.
Ok.
¿Vale? La diferencia have, has been.
Okay, we will look at the theory now, but that's a very good question. Let's look at the theory, okay? To have. A ver. Okay? I want to test you specifically, Maria, on the people. Do you remember that we did the people last week? Yo in English? I. Tú?
You,
Él?
he,
Ella?
she,
Cosa?
it,
Nosotros?
all,
We.
we.
La diferencia entre we and our is we is the active person. Our is the possessive person. Our is nuestro. Okay? Vosotros? Look at my hands. Tú, mírame. Tú, vosotros. Es mi pista que es lo mismo. Es lo mismo. Yeah? You. You singular, you plural. Ellos, they. Okay? This is something that you guys have to have, like, so good. Okay, so the difference between have and has is the easy one, no? Present tense. I have, you have. He, she, it has. We often see this S in the third person, okay? we have, you have, they have. Super easy, okay? Now, the past tense, tuve, yeah, had, para todas las personas, for all the people. Future, will have. Will, with our little tilde, our stem, have. All the same. Conditional, ria, would have. Okay? Because this is the translation of haber, okay, we can write underneath here, have, you have to associate the present tense with the individual endings. Yeah, you have has, hemos, habéis, han. Okay? All of those words you have to associate with have and has. Okay? A is the has. Son muy parecidos. H-A en español, H-A-S in English. Okay? Present tense of haber is have, has. Past tense of haber, you don't have to think about this. All you have to think about is vía. Anything that is había, habías, había, habíamos, habíais, habían is had. It's just one. So it's super easy. Super easy. And this is the same. This is the tildes, no? So it's habré, habrás, habrá, habremos, habréis, habrán. With the tilde, will have. And then these ones are the habrías. Yeah? Habría, habrías, habría, habríamos, habríais, habrían. Okay? But these little associations are tips and tricks for you guys, okay? So the difference. Been no tiene nada que ver con esto, okay? What is the past participle of this verb? We haven't got there yet. ¿Sabéis lo que significa el participio pasado? ¿Sabes? ¿Tú sí? ¿Tú? ¿Ya o no? Hemos hablado de la forma que es el infinitivo, ¿ya? Que en español se reconoce por ER, AR y R. Es una forma gramatical, es el infinitivo. Luego tenemos las formas conjugadas, que son todas estas. Luego tenemos otras formas, por ejemplo, el participio pasado, y en español se reconoce por ido o hado. Entonces, hemos visto to be y su participio pasado, que es sido o estado, es been. En inglés, muchos tienen terminaciones irregulares y es una gran pena para los estudiantes de inglés, ¿ok? Si es regular, pues tenemos la terminación ed, como el pasado simple, ¿ok? Vamos a repasar esto en otro momento. Have, en español, aquí el participio pasado es habido, ¿ok? También hemos visto have, tener, que son cosas diferentes, y su participio pasado es tenido. Y en inglés los dos son had. Pero también el had es el pasado simple.
Por ejemplo, have.
Claro, y vemos una duplicación de have y had. Y a veces had y had. Porque had y had sería yo había tenido. Yo había tenido una discusión. I had had an argument y estaba triste. Would had no existe.
No,
would siempre
had.
con el stem.
Sería,
Would have had, yes.
Yo habría tenido.
Yes. Igual que will have had. Habré tenido. Yeah, okay? And that is the whole of freaky number 2, okay? That you have to learn. We're always going to prioritize the first person, okay? Because it's now talking about you. And we always talk about ourselves more than anything else. Okay, so next one. Yo he hecho todos los ejercicios. I don't know whose go it is. Yo he hecho todos los ejercicios.
I have done all the exercise.
Again?
I have done all the exercise.
All the exercises.
Exercises.
Yeah, exercises.
I think I have a problem with my cuerda vocales.
No, you don't. No, sí, se llama pereza.
No, como en francés a mí me pasaba que había que poner como la boca de una manera y no sé poner la boca de esa manera para hacer ese sonido que se
It's
hace en
practice.
inglés.
It's practice. It's like if I try to do the splits now, yeah, abrir piernas en inglés is to do the splits, okay? If I try to do the splits, I can't. I can't because I don't have flexibility. I have not practiced. But if I train and if I practice, I can. And it's similar with the vocal cords. This is why it's very important to teach little babies English or foreign languages, because they are assimilating the sounds when they are young, and they are creating the flexibility, the muscle memory, the brain muscle connection for sounds. And Spanish is phonetically poor.
Yes.
It is, which is why sometimes for Spanish people to make sounds can be harder than other Europeans.
Only 5 vocals.
Yeah, phonetically it's poor. So you have to practice, but you can. I promise you, when I came to Spain, I could not say R. It was impossible. And my ex, my partner, was like, I have only ever met one woman, one English woman who could pronounce the R. And I was like, I am going to pronounce the R. And I practiced and I practiced and I practiced for hours. We would drive to Galicia, 6, 7, 8 hours in the car, and I would be like, R. And I would say the word run, because that was the easy one. To say the R at the beginning was the easiest. But I said it hundreds of times. So you have to practice. And you have to articulate. And so you have to slow down as well. And you have to think. And not... Lots of...
It's embarrassing for me.
It's embarrassing. Of course, it's embarrassing. And because it's embarrassing, sometimes we do this thing which is... Yeah? We are embarrassed a veces porque tenemos vergüenza, pues lo soltamos así, esperando que no se dé cuenta. Pero es peor. Si lo digo súper mal, a ver si no se entienden que hablo fatal. No.
I think because I hear my partner,
Your colleagues, your work colleagues.
my work colleagues, to talk in English, to speak in English. Sometimes in some meeting, I was surprised.
I get surprised.
I get surprised because they have a good level of English, but they can't speak in the correctly form.
In the correct way.
In the correct way.
But they're...
For the sound.
Okay, but you think... So maybe their English isn't perfect, but their pronunciation
Yes,
is very
because
good.
I know that the sentence form very well. So they they know that they talk, but
They know
yes,
how to talk.
yes, but,
Saben cómo hablar. They know
yes,
how to talk.
but they speak a very the other way of loud,
Quietly.
quietly,
They speak very quietly.
because no the phonetic is not the good form.
Because their pronunciation is not good.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, we have 5 minutes, okay? That is the dialogue that we've been doing, okay? I have done all the exercises. I would have practiced more if I had had more time. In Spanish, yeah? Would have, habría practicado, o hubiera practicado, which is the subjunctive, but in this context, it's the same. Okay, hubiera practicado más si hubiera tenido más tiempo, o habría practicado más si habría tenido más tiempo.
Es más fácil así.
In English or in Spanish? Yeah, in English it's super logical.
No, yo lo veo ahora y ahora me
Traducir
entiendo.
de inglés a español es mucho más fácil que al revés.
Yeah, of course. If you see it in, yeah. But this is why I tell you have to translate from Spanish to English, because you have to begin to think in English. You have to begin to be able to translate what you have in Spanish and say it in English. And I want to give you the confidence that you can with some tools. The 4 free keys, yeah, we've seen 2 now, to be and to have. These 2 are super important, because with to be, you have so much of the tenses and everyday language. With have, you have all the perfect tenses. And you can say a lot with that.
But for example, I saw that in so many sentences you put the conditional with the if.
Yeah.
But in depends of the sentence, you use one form or other form.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
No, I tell you.
You're telling me.
Because, for example, o sea, es lo que yo tengo entendido, ¿vale? Porque es que no, o sea, tú tienes los 4 condicionales, ¿no? El 0, el 1,
Yeah, the 0, yeah.
que yo creo recordar que tú lo usas en función de para lo que sea, o sea, que no es lo mismo decir si a mí me hubiera tocado la lotería, que es algo más ilusorio, que algo que realmente ha pasado, o con el tiempo y demás, como que se utilizan de diferentes condiciones.
Yeah, at the moment, I don't teach that particular grammatical lesson of the different numbered conditionals, because I think it's confusing. I don't think that when you speak your own language, you are thinking, which conditional am I using? No? And some of the conditionals don't even look like conditionals. For example, the 0 conditional, like if it is cold, I get sick. No? That's a conditional, but there's no would in there. There's no ría in Spanish. So when I talk about the conditional tense, I'm talking about the tense. Okay. I'm not talking about the conditional or a conditional mode.
Okay.
Yeah? When water gets to 100 degrees, it boils. That's conditional, but there's no conditional tense there.
Okay.
Yeah? So, yeah, it's true. I'm just teaching you, actually more than anything else, just this association. I prefer to teach you associations so that when you're thinking, me gustaría ir, you don't have to think, oh, I need to translate the conditional tense. You don't even have to think about the word conditional. You just think I, because I'm talking about I, es ría, and you know gustar is to like. If you know that gustar is to like, so that you know, me gustaría, I I would like, and then ir, to go. I want to teach you how to make sentences like they are made out of building blocks.
Okay.
And in a very linear way, because in English, our syntaxis, our syntax, our structure, our order is more disciplined. It's more predictable. It's more rigid. It's less flexible. In Spanish, you can take these blocks and move them, and the order, it's not as important. You are more flexible. We are less flexible. For us, it's this basic structure of subject, verb, object, if there's an object. Okay, and I'm trying to teach you simple sentences, but not baby sentences. Real sentences, real life, okay?
Okay.
So you have this. I'm going to send you this as last week, and it has the answers. One of these pages, I made a mistake, so I have to correct the page and then send it to you, okay? But you're going to have the dialogue with the English and the Spanish. Here you just have the English. I just made a mistake, okay? But you've got content the same as last week. Here you have this little bit of, it's like a story, okay? Because it's in English. So you want to read it because you are interested. You read it in English. You don't understand everything, look something up or ask me, okay? But it's just this idea of time traveling with Freaky 2, okay? Then, here I made a table with the summary of the 4 Freakies, okay, with a little picture. Here you've got the different, I'm telling you that Friki 2 never works alone. Él nunca trabaja solo, porque siempre tiene que ir acompañado por un participio. Okay? Siempre es he comido, ella ha ido, habíamos terminado, habrán salido, habría llamado. Nunca es habíamos sin otro verbo en forma participio. Y es igual en inglés. Okay? So you have your subject, I, she, we, they. You have your have, has, had, will have, would have. Y luego tienes tu participio. Okay, so there's some examples in English, examples in Spanish. I show you the formula, no? Have plus past participle, had plus past participle. And then in English, the names, you don't have to know these names, but you can see that the structure is really easy. You don't need to know all these complex grammatical names like plus perfecto, blah, blah, blah. Like, who knows that? Who wants to know that? That's boring and complicated. Present, past, future, conditional. It's the same pattern that we've been looking at with the Freaky 1. Present, past, future, conditional. Present, past, future, conditional. Everything I teach, I want it to be in order. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Always in order because this is good for the brain, for the memory. Okay? Then you've got this summary of Freaky 2. You've got this little comic strip that you can read. It's the same like as I had before, but you hear now I'm using the perfect tenses. This is your dialogue. This is a summary of different sentences, the present, the past, the future, the conditional. You can, here you can translate sentences. You've got the answers. Got this little cultural piece that we didn't talk about last week. I have given you lots of content. More content than you need, okay? But it means that you can go, okay? And you can come back next week and you have another thing ticked off, okay? Week 1, we did Freaky number 1, yeah? Present, past, future, conditional, affirmative, negative questions. Now, today, we have seen Freaky 2. Have, had, will have, would have, yeah? Present, past, future, conditional, okay? This might be harder to assimilate than last week. Last week, everyone knows to be, I suppose, everyone's practiced to be more or less. Maybe not in the past so much, maybe not in the future, maybe not in the conditional. But to me, The future and the conditional are super easy. Sometimes the past maybe takes more memorizing. But you have to go away and come back next week with this learnt. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay? Because then we can build on this. Yeah?
Okay.
We use this tense a lot in English. We use this, especially for things like what we did at the beginning. The first question that you said, no, about the nursery. It has been closed for blah, blah, blah years. We use that structure a lot. I have been here for I don't know how many years. I have been a mother for 13 years. I have been working in engineering for 3 years. I have, like you arrive and I'm like, where did you come from? And you say, I have come from the gym. I have come from home. In Spanish, you're going to say, vengo de casa or vengo del gym. No? But in English, we're using this, I have blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I have just finished blah, blah, blah. Acabo de terminar blah, blah, blah.
You have to think more than in the past simple.
Yeah, you do, at least for now. But the past simple to me is really obvious when you use it.
Yes.
The past simple it should be obvious. It's like something that's done and finished and closed. I did ballet when I was a child. Yeah? Hice ballet cuando era una niña. Terminado. Yeah? But if I do ballet now, I have been doing ballet for all my life. Y sigo haciéndolo. Yeah?
Oui, bueno, me. I must practice.
Yes, you do. Okay, so next week I'm going to see you all?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
And any questions, write to me in the WhatsApp group. No problem. Okay? That's what it's for.
Okay.
Okay?